One of the biggest problems I have when off-roading is everything wears down so quickly, especially the brakes, because of all the mud that gets in them. So I'm working on brakes today. I got some new calipers for the back end because they've been seizing up pretty bad. Some new brake pads. The rotors are still pretty good, so I'll do that another time. A couple of things I recommend before taking the whole thing apart. First is to remove this little cable here from the brake line. I think this is the wheel speed sensor if you have quadra drive. And then the other thing is just to loosen where the brake line goes into the back of the caliper, because once you're taking the caliper off it can be really difficult to break that. For the bolts on the back of the caliper you'll need two different size sockets. You need a 13mm to go on the bolts to go through the caliper, and a 15mm to go on the brake line bolt. Once it's broken you can tighten it back up again so it doesn't leak while you do the caliper change.
And then you look on the inside.
When putting the caliper back on, I found it was easiest to start at the bottom, push this pin out, and just kind of slide the bottom in. The next step, I'm going to take the brake line off of the old caliper and transfer it across to the new one. When you do this, brake fluid will leak out of here. It'll get all over you, so be ready to catch the drips. With the new hardware you get, make sure that you take one washer and put it on the inside of the brake line and one washer goes on the outside. That'll stop any leaks. The final part of a caliper change is to bleed the brakes. You've got this little valve here. You need someone to get in the vehicle and pump the brakes and hold their foot to the floor, and someone else open this valve to get all the air out. Just do that several times until no more air comes out. tighten up the lug nuts, it's very important that you don't over tighten them. On mine, the manual says to go to 95 foot-pounds, so make sure you check your manual.